maybe, and then I was backing off and you guys kept going, and then I let off, fall back into the second group, and that worked awesome. Almost run into decoy in between.
Yeah, the blocker.
Nice.
Yeah, so this strategy you should actually try it someday on an A race, and I'm pretty sure this will be competitive.
Yeah.
Only difference is the A's would catch.
Yeah, your A's could probably catch you.
You'll find this race might be just as quick as the A race.
Nah.
They're around 20 flat.
They were today, because last week they were only like 30 seconds faster.
No, I mean the bigger ones where there's a lot of riders.
Oh yeah, I know that. Yeah. Yeah, but we've also done B races that are faster than that. Like these 4 laps at the beginning. In fact, it's been this way for the last 6 weeks or so, where it's been kind of comfortable sitting in. It never used to be. It used to be like a full-on 20-minute effort.
Yeah. I mean, the pack was running 3.4, 3.5, pretty manageable until so it's good.
I think. Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say, I think that this particular race on Monday nights is, it's right. It's kind of the same riders, so they're kind of playing around with each other, trying to see who's gonna make what move. It's not necessarily all out.
Yeah.
So.
The winning time was 21:23. That's the slowest I've ever seen in a B race.
Yeah, and actually we were probably slower last week. I think we were 21:30 something. So it's just but we've had races under 21.
So I think we could get.
But there's no need though. You just need to do whatever you need to do to win it.
That's right. Yeah. Well, unless you're chasing a time, because I mean we were holding it pretty well at the end there. So
if I'm chasing a time, I'm doing a TT, aren't I?
Right. So we know from Thursdays we can hold that for a good 40 minutes.
Yeah.
But we weren't really rotating. But if we go into a rotation, we'll do well.
I guess they took the top 5 spots in the C group too.
Oh, did they?
Oh, sweet.
This is the Rascals Crit City race.
Yeah, they'll have to rename this one.
Although apparently they were doing laps in the high 250s. So.
Wow.
What did we do? 230s, 232.
When we hit the front, we were into the low 230s, but it was like 240, I think, before. Shows how quick we were still going with the 5 of us up front.
Yeah, if we were 7 or 8 up front, killing it. Although we were going pretty hard.
Yeah. I think all of us are around like that 4.5, 5 watts a kilo, and once we broke. So, like you say, we didn't really get into a rotation, but we didn't need to. We were good. But Brett's sprint there, I thought once I came round him, he was just going to fall off, and he flew to my wheel.
I thought you were going to fade. I was just waiting to pass you right at that right corner at the very end. I was like, I'm going to pass him any second now, and you just held it. You were so steady.
Oh, so but physically I was so wobbly for the last 30 meters. I'm like, let me just freewheel it. That was a long one. We went, what did we go at then? 350, 400? Seemed like a long sprint.
Far out. I sometimes go right at the graffiti, and that's a really long one, but sometimes it works.
Yeah, because I think it's a touchdown hill, is it? Like a 1% grade?
Yeah.
So once you've got your speed up, you can maintain it, right?
Yeah. But you just have to create separation, or otherwise it's over if you drag people.
Yeah, you guys started it right before I did, and that killed me.
Yeah, I thought I was going first with Brett. We literally went at the same time. And, I had the truck on. I actually hit the truck around 600, so I used it just to save my legs a little bit before we kicked.
You used it like a slingshot then?
Yeah, I think was it still going when I came around here? Maybe it was.
It was. It was. You didn't have anyone in front of you, so it wasn't doing any good for a while. So I didn't mind. I had no power up. I never got an arrow.
Yeah, the arrow I've got it now, but sometimes I get it on the first lap and I just hold on to it.
This is my second one in a row with no arrow, and it's like you can't win if you don't have an arrow. Except you did it.
Well, in that situation where we're a small group, just sprinting with 3 of us, you can, I guess. But when you're in a full-on field sprint and you don't have it, it's like, forget it.
Yeah, you got me by less than a tenth of a second.
It was close. Because like from my view, I couldn't really see me. I could just see you in my screen, really. Like, just all over my back wheel.
Nice.
Yeah, good job. Yeah, like I say, a bunch of us do this pretty much every month. Oh yeah, you could do it tomorrow if you wanted.
Yeah, for me it's I ran on the weekend, so I'm felt it in the beginning.
Guys, they're
top 3 or 4 or 5 spots, or is this thing just not updated yet?
In what? In that
Today's race.
Well, Jeff and Keith will be disqualified.
Yeah, we shouldn't be there.
Yeah, I guess.
But I thought Devin should be on here on these.
Yeah, should be.
Devin's not there.
Oh, did he do too many watts?
Did I get DQ'd?
You must have. Because I ended up in 4th spot.
Well, Devin should be 3rd.
I killed
Flynn Hill, some guy that's now the team is in 3rd.
He might have been watts per kilo.
No, he wasn't.
No?
It doesn't say upgrade. It doesn't say upgrade next to it, but maybe you're right.
Maybe this thing just isn't spun up, or isn't maybe there's some unfiltered results or stuff.
Yeah.
20 minutes.
Oh, you're right. It was watts per kilo. I see it now. If you go to unfiltered, dang it. He was at 4.67.
What?
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah,
Devin?
Yeah, he was the highest one. He beat all the A's too.
Jesus Christ, man.
It's Thursday night again.
Yeah.
He needs to calibrate.
Yeah, there was something weird. There was something weird on Thursday night during the third lap up that hill. I was barely pedaling, and it was pulling me up like crazy.
Well, you don't have heart rate either. Maybe that's part of it.
My heart rate was averaged at 26. It died halfway through.
Oh.
So you averaged 336 watts, David.
It's impressive.
You guys get DQ'd all night if I did close to the podium.
You did more than Keith. Keith did 328. I did 291.
$336, man.
Well, that's either a huge gain in fitness, or it's been reading wrong all the time before. Something's.
Or it's reading wrong now.
Yeah.
I mean, when it says category on the unfiltered results.
Does that put you back to an A now, probably, Devin?
Probably.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the guys took top 5 spots in CCAT.
Who won it?
Actually, out of the top 10, 7 of them are us. Well, out of the top 11, 8 are dirt. That's awesome.
Yeah, we pulled the Nigel move on lap 7, and about 6 got away.
Nice.
That's dynamite.
Yeah, if you can get 6 away with a lap and a half to go, you've got a real good chance of holding on.
Yeah.
Podium, and I didn't even realize it.
Did you actually have a field sprint in the end there, Shane? Were you with the,
with
the group?
Yeah, and I got an arrow and I passed it. Went to people, and I was just like, me and the guy that's in 3rd have the same time, but he's got me just by fractions of seconds.
Request a photo finish.
We're both at 21:39. He's at 16 whatever that 16.81 hundredths of a second, and I'm 16.923 hundredths of a second.
That's so close.
Fucking close. That's awesome.
He's got having a bow jump last week. A guy pipped him right at the line for a second. Oh, was that? I think it was that Solomon guy that was in there tonight, actually.
Oh yeah. It was
Yeah, that guy's pretty quick.
Yeah.
Zach Solomon's quick. He's been running the spot tonight.
Oh, was he?
But yeah, I mean, I think most people after that bowl,
Yeah.
after you guys split the crowd.
I think the one guy that was, you know, the guy that
They all
passed you,
quit.
Shane, was trying to chase us back. Was it Powell or something, or did he quit in the end? Because he got within like 3 seconds, but couldn't quite get there.
Darren Westfall? Is that the?
No, Patrick O'Keefe or something.
Oh, Patrick O'Keefe. Yeah, he's ninth spot. So he was.
Oh, he did finish. Okay.
Yeah, he was in the second half.
Well, he was the one that passed you and was trying to bridge to us, and then I think he got like within 3 seconds. I saw him, and then he just dropped.
Quit. Yeah.
Just cracked. Yeah. That'd be brutal trying to bridge that on your own. You'd have to be.
Yeah, I was out in no man's land for a bit there. I was like, well, this is dumb. Like, you're just gonna play something.
Yeah, and not get there.
Fell back. Sit in. Oh, good. That was the second half. Was still good racing.
Well, so initially I didn't think it was going to work because we didn't seem to get the big jump. We just seemed to stretch it all. So I thought we were going to end up having to go back into the pack anyway, but we just kept pushing and it could have got 3-4 seconds and we were done then.
You guys, I mean, you guys took off like rockets though on that sprint.
Yeah.
When you, because I couldn't hang on.
Oh, I wonder why you
guys
were,
pulled
Tim.
away.
Yeah.
Well, once Jeff got up front and I took second wheel off of Jeff, then that was like the rocket surge after the initial sprint. So I give Jeff all the credit for that.
Who was somebody else had, because I had a feather. When we kicked, I had a feather, and somebody else had a feather too. It might have been Keith. So they know
I had a
that,
feather
obviously.
earlier,
Oh, was
but
it Devin? Okay.
yeah.
But I know when we punched up the hill, I used the feather as well then.
Yeah, that was me.
And
I
somebody else
had a
did?
feather
Yeah.
on the hill too. That was nice.
Cool. Yeah, it certainly helped. Like you say, when you punch, you really have to you've got to jump on it and stop people getting on your wheel, right?
Now it's the truck improves your drafting by 15 or something. Is that correct? Like when you use it when you're in the draft, it's requires
double
You got to
draw.
have somebody in front of you though, right?
Yeah. I never really feel like it does a whole lot. I don't know what your opinions are. It doesn't
I
ever
think
feel
it was
like
working
it's
fantastic in this race. I had 3 or 4 of them,
okay.
and it helps. Every time I hit it, it was noticeably less. Like you could just take a big breath and sit in for a minute.
You could drop like
for
40 or 50 watts or something.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe not much, but
Enough. Do you know what I mean? You sort of conscious that you're gonna fall off the back.
right.
So maybe I'll try that next time with it. Just try and solve.
I just double checked my calibration. It's on.
Yeah, do you have another power meter maybe?
I don't have another power meter.
You're recording?
I only have my snap. And
Maybe
my
you're just
Lay off the juice, bro.
Yeah.
honestly, the only thing that's changed in the last 2 weeks is I had a really crappy road tire that was pretty much torn to shreds on my trainer, and I switched it to a trainer tire. That's the only change.
that might be it.
That might be enough. Yeah, I mean, if you're getting good traction on that wheel now.
Didn't you tell me you were using those Lance Armstrong supplements?
Yeah.
Well, did you guys see he's joining Dirt? Did you get that message?
Yeah. That was a funny post.
I should take a picture of the tire that used to be. Oh my. Yeah. I should take a picture of the tire that I had on it before.
Well, the
Did you
problem
ever
is,
feel
how do you,
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
let's say it is wrong, how do you fix it? How do you go, okay, it's 350 watts, I want to make it 300 watts. You can't multiply it by
You
itself.
can't. No, you can't. What I did do Yeah, I don't know about that. I was able to get them to erase the old one, but I mean, yeah, the old tire. It's not even. I mean, it's past. There are certain parts of it that are past Kevlar.
Yeah.
Well, do you think you can do 300 watts or whatever? That's the whole thing. I mean, that's if you're right-
336, man.
If you're right,
Power meter, so I don't know. The hard thing is most of my riding outside is city riding, so
Yeah.
I never tear it up outside.
yeah.
But you could feel like the
My
sensation of
intensity.
300. Does it feel the same as 330 on the trainer? If you have a power meter, right? So you'll know
Right, yeah,
what
exactly.
that feels like. But that's what I was saying. Like, I know you were talking about a direct drive train. I wondered if maybe a set of pedals or something would be a better idea. Because then
Yeah.
that for power, if you're happy with the way that feels for like
I'd loan you. I'd loan you mine, but it's a bit of a hassle.
Yeah.
Now,
I
how
think
are
you're
you?
just an A. I think you're an A, man.
Yeah,
Do an
how are you?
FTP test.
How are you calibrating it though? Are you using
I use-
Swift's calibration or are
No.
you using the trainer calibration?
I use the Wahoo app for the spin down.
The best one.
You could try the Zwift one. That's in. Isn't there one in the game that's a calibration?
There is one. I've used that one. I haven't used it recently. I used that one twice before, and both times the races afterwards, I had like severe power dropouts, which is weird. But I tend to have like massive gains and then plateau like hardcore, and then have a massive gain and then plateau hardcore.
Yeah, well, a 36 watt gain though. Well,
That's
what were you
pretty-
before?
I was my so it was a huge, yeah. I mean, I think a good chance. I think a good.
How much
I
do you
think
weigh?
a good portion was the. I weigh 72.
Yeah, so 287 is decent FTP then.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and if it's wheel on and your tire was shagged and you got a new actual trainer tire, then to me seems plausible.
I thought you
I
got the
don't know.
green light for the direct drive. Didn't you say you were going to get one?
I am gonna get one, but it's I haven't purchased it yet, and I have to
Fucking
decide
brace
which one.
yourself.
I have to decide which one I'm gonna get.
Yeah. Brace yourself.
Beast mode.
It sucks.
It'll drop back down.
Going from wheel on to direct drive is a shot in the nads. But
Yeah, I went from a kinetic wheel on to the core, and there was a couple times that I rode that wheel on and like, those numbers were not real, right? But for the most part, like, they did spin downs, and I didn't get that severe hit like people seem to get when they go to direct drive. Whereas all of a sudden they're like 40 watts down on what they were doing. Like, I didn't actually see that when I changed, but I still recommend direct drive. Because mine wasn't a smart trainer, right? At least with Devon's, it's a smart trainer anyway.
yeah.
That's why I thought
Yeah,
maybe power meter's a better way to go.
Maybe.
I'd loan you my
Maybe.
kicker, but it's the same problem with pedals.
Yeah, I went from the Tax Vortex smart wheel on to the Neo 2, and it was dramatic.
Right.
But I mean, that's just the nature of the beast. And you're right, it could be. Just go. You just kind of got to do it and roll with it.
Yeah.
Whatever happens, happens. All you know. The fact of the matter is, the direct drive is going to be more accurate anyway.
Right.
So whatever the numbers are, maybe they go up.
You went on vacation or something. I'd like to know where you went.
Yeah. Well, let's all take a vacation there.
What training camp was that? I'm kidding, man.
Something in
Kidding.
the water. Yeah. Well,
Nigel.
what's Frank got? Is he wheel on as well? Because he had didn't he ask about getting his
I
raise
think
from Thursday?
He got his race too. He's got, I can't remember.
he doesn't have a direct drive. He's got a wheel on there.
Okay.
I think he's
I
also got
thought he had a
snap or,
CompuTrainer. Didn't he say CompuTrainer?
Oh yeah, he did
Yeah.
say CompuTrainer.
Oh, is he on one of those too? Because that's what
Somebody
Mark
else?
was on.
Yeah, Mark was on with him, wasn't he? Yeah.
Mark Zakowski was on a CompuTrainer. Maybe Frank is actually using Mark's old setup. Who knows? They
Frank
just
may
live
have had
across
that
the
for a
road
long
from each
time.
other.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Somebody was shouting my name a minute ago. Sorry.
Yeah. Is it 4 a.m. there where you are?
Oh no, I'm in Canada.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm just down the road from Shane, really. Shane from Calgary. I'm just outside of Calgary. Just
Nice.
so, but I fly the Welsh flag.
Yeah, Devin does the
I know the Isle of Man flag, right?
Yeah.
man flag.
I think I asked him. We did the Yorkshire race the other night, and I think I asked him. I don't know if he heard me because I wondered if that's where he was from. Or he was just like,
Oh no, I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you ask
Yeah.
that.
oh, that's cool.
No,
We were heavy breathing a lot in that race too.
yeah, that was a fun race.
Yeah. So I think you said something. You just got family ties back.
Grandmother's maiden name is Shimon, and her whole family is from that side. Yeah, from the Isle of Man. So it's a pretty.
Yeah. I was watching a bit of the TT footage today. The motorbike race.
Motorcycle?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's the most insane race.
Yeah.
I
yeah, it's
Yeah.
so good.
I used to race motorbikes back in the UK, short circuit stuff. But a couple of guys I raced against would go out and do the Manx, which is the amateur version of the TT, on the same course. And a buddy of mine crashed once one year, big time, got airlifted back to the UK. Went back 2 years later, same thing. And vowed he'd never go back. And then got his full license to ride. So he got his national license, so he was able to race in the actual TT. Went back a third time, had a great week. I was like, okay, I'm done with the Isle of Man now. I'm sort of, because it's such a brutal race and kills
Yeah.
so many people. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to video mode here. I'll show you what I had on beforehand. Turn the camera over. Hold on. Where am I? Can you wait? Where am I?
I'm not seeing it.
Oh,
I
that's because
see-
I turned the camera off. There we
you
go. All right.
Oh, you're
Here's
tired.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
tire.
So maybe
So
you're
that's-
350
Oh.
watts.
That's one spot. There's a second spot.
Wow.
I had been meaning to do that for like. I had been meaning to switch that out for like. And I would keep forgetting until like an hour before the TTs. And I'm like, I can't do this now.
I mean, honestly, if you were riding on that tire, you were definitely losing some torque. Because you're not
Yeah,
going to
without a doubt.
You're not going to transfer power well with a shredded tire.
Yeah, if you
No, I
could
mean, you're probably
physically
slipping
feel it
10%
slipping,
of
yeah.
the time.
Yeah.
That sounds like something Keith would do.
That's
He
true.
breaks pedals and all sorts of stuff like that.
That must be some monster quads for 350 watts. So it's gotta be some.
Yeah, I was gonna say, since you show us your quads,
Let's see the quads. Where's this going?
so I wasn't the only one thinking about that.
It's not that kind of video.
Yeah, no thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's not your quad.
Yeah.
We'll have to get a new Discord channel for that. We'll
Yeah.
right under bike porn. We'll just-
Exactly. Right.
Yeah. We'll just call it other.
Talking about quads, though, man. You see Caleb Ewan's quads, like they just look like tree trunks.
Those sprinters are just insane. Like, what are they doing at the end of a stage? 16, 1700, maybe 2000 watts?
They're pushing 20 watts per kilo.
Wow.
Really? Wow.
Crazy. That's what me and Brett did. That's what me and Brett did at the end of that race. What are you talking about?
Well, that the guys, they're completely fearless too, right? Like the guys have zero fear. They're going basically shooting gaps that you can't fit through.
Yeah, and what are they traveling at? 60 plus kilometers an hour, like 40 mile an hour in the sprint or whatever.
Yeah, they're insane.
What kind of like gearing do they use for that? 56?
No, I don't think any of them run much more than 54, do they?
54 is
I don't
pretty
think.
big.
Yeah, I think 5411. Don't some of them run 10s on the back now?
I think
411 is not enough for that speed.
no. I think some of them run a 55 up front, don't they?
Really? Because with the 12-speed cassette, they probably got a 10 on the small ring too now.
I don't know. Maybe.
That's
They were, they did a feature, like halfway through the race on Caleb One's bike, and they were talking about his chain ring specifically being significantly different than the rest of the team. I can't remember what they said he had on his, but
Is it asymmetrical?
I think so.
Is it? I thought it wasn't. But
Was it? They also have his downshifting on the handlebars customized so that he can do it from the
drops.
from the drop.
Sprinting, yeah.
Does he have the
He's
buttons
so aero.
Yeah, he's got the little
So
button
low.
on the side there. Yeah.
on the side of his drop? Yeah.
But they're also cadence-wise, they're like spinning at 120, 130 plus, aren't they? When
Yeah.
they're full gas. So I think I had to shift. I might have shifted twice in that sprint at the end there, trying to.
Yeah, I set my
keep pushing.
there's in this grid city,
Yeah, the other way
Yeah,
around.
it's pretty
The other way around.
and I was spinning out with. I think I set it on 54. I'm on a 5412. I was spinning out, so I need to adjust that.
Wow.
How do you do that on your kicker bike? You just press the button.
You go in the app and you actually choose your cassette and you choose all your you can actually have a custom cassette. So I actually set it to skip 10, and I think I went to 11 thinking I need more climbing gears, but obviously for this kind of race, not so much.
So you press the button then.
Pretty much, it's software driven.
Gosh, that's awesome.
Now, do you get like can you tell like there's a clicking when it changes gears or not really?
Depends how hard you're going. You can feel it shudders a little bit, but it's not a click, it's more of a vibrate. So you can actually feel it changing. So there's a distinct difference between the gears, and you feel that when the gaps are too wide, it's a big change. So I've actually set the gearing so that the gaps are as small as possible, so it's smooth the whole way through. So I basically have 15 linear gears.
But you could also sprint and upshift without, and it'd be pretty seamless, right?
Yeah, no, there's no chain drop or anything. No, that's no problem.
Yeah.
But the nice thing is it switches from the big ring to the small ring seamlessly. You don't even feel it.
Yeah,
Or
like for me,
power,
sprinting.
or power drop when you're sprinting, like when you're shifting like that, you never get that
Yeah,
crisp,
I have to.
snappy shift where you have to let off a little bit.
I
to-
usually sit back down briefly, shift, and get up again,
Yeah.
just to try
I'd
not
have
to
do
drop
the
a
same
chain.
so you don't drop the chain and shear something off.
Yeah.
That's
Or
probably
with
the
my
nicest
raw
thing
power.
Think about that. Yeah. And there's a few other things that are nice about it, but that's the main thing of like you can tune the gear. 455 even, and then space them out of it. But the TTT is a whole different animal. Each course is different each week. It's a bit more fun because it's like you have to tune the bike. Anyway.
But it's working out well for you, Jeff. I haven't talked to you in a long time.
Yeah, it's I would say it's money if you have the money. Compared to say buying an extra bike and another trainer or whatever.
Yeah.
I've seen some people have issues, but I think it's a long-term thing. It's definitely worth it. I just want them to add the steering. That'll be nice for this new stuff.
Oh, right. Yeah,
Software that's just buttons that they have to program. But I haven't had any issues, so for me it's been great, and my numbers have been better, and it's rides smoother and it's easier. Like literally, I was still in the car on the road when the warm-up started, so I just got home, got ready, jumped on the bike and went. You know, no need to worry about anything.
yeah.
Because if it was last year this time, the bike would be outside because I'd be riding outside. We'd be switching bikes.
Yeah, that's what I do right now. It's I only have one bike, so it's constantly back and two.
Index.
And I
Always index.
generally have to trim the gears a touch, but it's like I do 3/4 of a turn anti-clockwise when it goes back on the trainer, 3/4 of a turn clockwise when it goes back on the wheel. So kind of got used to it now, but
Yeah, I had a lot of issues with that. That's lucky if you have something like that, but I had so many issues and I started damaging the dropouts on my
right.
5. So that's why I was like, no, don't,
Yeah, you don't want to wreck that.
not too keen on wrecking my high-end bike.
That's why
Yeah.
with the I bought a used like 13-year-old Trek road bike just to throw on the trainer and stay.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
It's not pretty, but the drivetrain works well, and that's all that matters.
Oh, plus if you're sweating all over it, you want to really sweat every day all over a nice frame and component group.
Right.
Yeah, I have a pretty big towel I drape across to all the handlebars and the frame and everything because I sweat pretty hard. So yeah, you definitely don't want to be getting that. I remember somebody showing a picture underneath like their hoods and stuff from riding on the trainer, and just corroded and rusty and all the sweat and salt and crap in there. Like
Yeah, I had my other bike on here for a while, for about a year, and I noticed like the bolts on the stem, were starting to rust from just all the sweat and salt.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it definitely corrodes bits and pieces.
Shane, looks like you're streaming on the YouTube channel. It says live now, so just double check that you're still pushing OBS.